Hello, good morning. Good morning. Dinig ba ako? So, this morning, yung gagawa natin is i-continue natin yung pagbabasa. So, sa tingin ko para siyang loading. Loading yung video. But, try lang natin. Kasi yung last time na ginagawa ko is sa iPad. Gamit ko yung iPad ko sa sa StreamYard. So, now this time, ang ginamit ko is yung laptop na I thought sira na siya. Pinayos ko siya, tapos later on, sinauli din sa akin kasi sira na nga siya, hindi na siya mapapakinabangan. So, kinuha ko na lang. But fortunately, today, nung chinek ko kasi parang gusto ko kunin ko na lang yung hard drive para makapag-print ako. Parang iniisip ko kung ano yung pwede kong gawin para makuha ko yung documents at saka makapag-print ako ng mga leaflets, saka yung mga form. Pero naituwa ako kasi this morning, gumana siya. Saka ang isa pa sa niyan is as in totally gumana talaga siya. Last time kasi yung laptop ko, yung itong laptop ko, pwede ko bang maano? Sa labas. So, yung laptop ko, kung makikita niyo siya, ay, kita niyo ba? Hindi. Hindi siya nakikita. Saan ba? Paano ba mag-view yung laptop? Yan, yung laptop na yan. Yung laptop na yan. Yan. Ay, pero maano. Basta yung laptop na to, yung ginagamit ko, hindi gumagana yung screen. Hindi gumagana yung screen. Kaya ang option is, sinasalangan ko siya ng monitor para makita ko yung screen. And then, yun nga, today is my lucky day kasi gumana siya. As in, gumana talaga siya. Doon din ang isa din sa nakakaano sa, tawag dyan, sa iPad is, ang feature sa iPad, limited siya. Wala kasi siyang share screen. Wala siyang share screen na features. So, yung makikita mo lang is mute. Dito sa baba, makikita mo lang dun sa iPad is mute, stop cam, mic, invite. Tapos, parang may question na having issues. So, yun lang yung nakikita ko. Yun lang yung nakikita ko doon sa video. Pero today, as in gumana talaga yung screen. So tingin ko, ang kaibahan naman sa iPad at saka yung sa laptop na to is parang loading ata tong sa laptop compare sa iPad. Parang may seconds siyang delay. Compare siya sa iPad. So, hindi natin patatagalin. Magbabasa na ulit ako. Wait muna tayo. So man, wait lang ha. So man, Load wallet? Thank you. Wala, pa. Solo layout. Iba naman to sa kuanay sa mga baso. Sa mga kuan. Kapag ka lang sa kuan, kapag mo. Hindi lang. Server 928. Wait lang ha, nagpapaload pa ako. Yung load wallet. 092878 09287875 965. Sir, 928-78-75-965. So, kahapon, natapos tayo sa page 40. Ngayon, may konti pa kasi sa page 40, hinati ko na lang. So, sana clear. Hindi masyadong clear eh. So, sa page 40, yan, parang dito lang, hanggang dito lang. So, ito naman yung itutuloy natin, basahin. So, the way we see the problem is the problem. The way. The way we see the problem is the problem. The way we see the problem is the problem. Sure. Banner. Ticker. Brand. Ano tayo ng color? Pink. Kasi pink ang ano natin ngayon. Yan. Okay, sa comments. The way we see the problem is the problem. So people are intrigued when they see good things happening in the lives of individuals, families, and organizations that are based on solid principles. They admired such personal strength and maturity, such family unity and teamwork, such adaptive synergistic organizational culture. And their immediate request is very revealing of their basic paradigm. How do you do it? Teach me, teach me the techniques. What they're really saying is, give me some quick fix advice or solution that will relieve the pain in my own situation. So, ano nila? So, so dito nagbabasa ako, tapos sinishare ko yung mga thoughts ko. So, kung gusto niyo mag-comment, mag-usap ng something regarding sa binasa ko or anything, pwede niyo kung i-message. So, minsan pala, yung sinasabi nila, how do you do it? Teach me the techniques. What they're really saying is, give me some quick fix advice or solution that will relieve the pain in my own situation. They will find people who will meet their wants and teach these things. And for a short time, skills and techniques may appear to work. They may eliminate some of the cosmetics or acute problems through social aspirin and band-aids. But the underlying chronic condition remains, and eventually new acute symptoms will appear. The more people are into quick fix and focus on the acute problems and pain, the more that very approach contributes to the underlying chronic condition. So the way we see the problem is the problem. Look again at some of the the concern that introduced this chapter and that the impact of personality ethic thinking. I've taken course, so parang sinasabi nila dito kung parang ano to, situation. So I've taken course after course on effective management training. I expect a lot out of my employees and I work hard to be friendly toward them and to treat them right. But I don't feel any loyalty from them. Sa man,
Ilang load mo, 10
15, 18,
load ko sila.
09,
0909
ah,
7837
7837
569.
569. 09097837 Bali, pila to?
Alila 15.
15.
Ilang lilang dancing?
Ala, wa na ko gianli.
Ha?
Ipaanli nimo?
Oo.
Dictate ag balik kuya.
Ha?
So, dictate ag balik.
Ang number?
09,
0909
ah,
7837
ah,
569.
09097837 569.
Ano lang natin?
Ah, thank you. So I've taken course after course on effective management training. I expect a lot of my employees and I work hard to be friendly toward them and to treat them right. But I don't feel any loyalty from them. I think if I were homesick for a day, they'd spend most of their time gabbing at the water fountain. Why can't I train them to be independent and responsible or find employees who can be? The personality ethic tells me I could take some kind of dramatic action, shake things up, make heels roll that would make my employees shape up and appreciate what they have, or that I could find some motivational training program that would get them committed, or even that I could hire new people that will do a better job. But it is possible that under that apparently disloyal behavior, these employees question whether I really act in their best interests. Do they feel like I'm treating them as mechanical objects? Is there some truth to that? Deep inside, is that really the way I see them? Is there a chance the way I look at the people who work for me is part of the problem? There's so much to do, and there's never enough time. I feel pressure and hassled all day, every day, 7 days a week. I've attended time management seminars and I've tried half a dozen different planning systems. They've helped some, but I still don't feel I'm living the happy, productive, peaceful life I want to live. The personality ethic tells me there must be something out there, some new planner or seminar that will help me handle all these pressures in a more efficient way. But is there a chance that efficiency is not the answer? Is getting more things done in less time going to make a difference? Or will it just increase the pace at which I react to the people and circumstances that seem to control my life? Could there be something I need to see in a deeper, more fundamental way? Some paradigm within myself that affects the way I see my time, my life, my own nature? My marriage has gone flat. We don't fight or anything. We just don't love each other anymore. We've gone to counseling, we've tried a number of things, but we just can't seem to rekindle the feeling we used to have. The personality ethic tells me there must be some new book or some seminar where people get all their feelings out that would help my wife understand me better. Or maybe that it's useless and only a new relationship will provide the love I need. But is it possible that my spouse isn't the real problem? Could I be empowering my spouse weaknesses and making my life a function of the way I'm treated? Do I have some basic paradigm about my spouse, about marriage, about what love really is that is feeding the problem? Can you see how fundamentally the paradigms of the personality ethic affect the very way we see our problems as well as the way we attempt to solve them? Whether people see it or not, many are becoming disillusioned with the empty promises of the personality ethic. As I travel around the country and work with organizations, I find that long term thinking executives are simply turned off by psychology, and motivational speakers who have nothing more to share than entertaining stories mingled with platitudes. They want substance. They want process. They want more than aspirin and band-aids. They want to solve the chronic underlying problems and focus on the principle that bring long-term result. So, a new level of thinking. So, paradigm, seeing that things. So, a new level of thinking. Albert Einstein observed, the significant problems we face cannot be solved at the same level of thinking we were at when we created them. So, according to Albert Einstein, the significant problems we face cannot be solved at the same level of thinking we were at when we created them. So the significant problems we face cannot be solved at the same level of thinking we were at when we created them. As we look around us and within us and recognize the problems created as we live and interact within the personality ethic, we begin to realize that these are deep, fundamental problems that cannot be solved on the superficial level on which they were created. We need a new level, a deeper level of thinking, a paradigm based on the principles that accurately describe the territory of effective human being and interacting. I'm chatting my brother. So we need a new level, a deeper level of thinking, a paradigm based on the principles that accurately describe the territory of effective human being in interacting. So to solve this deep concern, habits of highly effective people is all about. Sana ba? Hello? Message mo ko. Akyat ka dito, akyat ka dito. Invite kita. Click mo yung link na ano ko, ibababa. Yan, click mo yan. Para makaakyat ka. Just play in the background. Ah, okay. Okay, sorry. Okay, okay. So this new level of thinking is what 7 Habits of Highly Effective People is about. It's a principle-centered, character-based, inside-out approach to personal and interpersonal effectiveness. Inside out means to start first with self. Inside out. Inside out means to start first with self. Even more fundamentally, to start with the most inside part of self, with your paradigms, your character, and your motives. It says if you want to have a happy marriage, be the kind of person who generates positive energy in side steps. Gusto na po katay. Ayaw pa ni Wallace baby.
Tulong mo na akong tiyan. Schedule. Na?
Tumatama to sa imuha ang coffee tay nga moabot. Dili ka maka-feel og gutom ato. Pag-order na ano. Ako pareha matatay na di mahugot mon. Ako pod. It says if you want to have a happy marriage, be the kind of person who generates positive energy and sidesteps negative energy rather than empowering it. If you want to have a more pleasant, cooperative teenager, be a more understanding, empathic, 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 consistent, loving parent. If you want to have more freedom, more latitude in your job, be a more responsible, a more helpful, a more contributing employee. If you want to be trusted, be trustworthy. If you want the secondary greatness of recognized talent, focus first on primary greatness of character. So the inside out approach says that private victories precede public victories, that making and keeping promises to ourselves precedes making and keeping promises to others. It says it is futile to put personality ahead of character, to try to improve relationship with others before improving ourselves. Inside out is a process, a continuing process of renewal based on the natural laws that govern human growth and progress. It's an upward spiral of growth that leads to progressively higher forms of responsible independence and effective interdependence. I have had the opportunity to work with many people, wonderful people, talented people, people who deeply want to achieve happiness and success, people who are searching, people are hurting. I've worked with business executives, college students, church and civic groups, families and marriage partners, experience. I have never seen lasting solution to problems, lasting happiness and success that came from the outside in. What I have seen result from the outside in paradigm is unhappy people who feel victimized and immobilized, who focus on the weaknesses of other people and the circumstances they feel are responsible for their own stagnant situation. I've seen unhappy marriages where each spouse wants the other to change, where each is confessing the other's sin, where each is trying to shape up the other. I've seen labor management disputes where people spend tremendous amounts of time and energy trying to create legislation that would force people to act as though the foundation of trust were really there. Members of our family have lived in three of the hottest spots on earth: South Africa, Israel, and Ireland. And I believe the source of the continuing problem in each of these places have been the dominant social paradigm of outside in. Kasi instead na inside out approach, ginagawang outside in. So each involved group is convinced the problem is out there, and if they, meaning others, would shape up or suddenly ship out of existence, the problems would be solved. Inside out is a dramatic paradigm shift for most people, largely because of the powerful impact of conditioning. Salamat, Nay. Inside Out is a dramatic paradigm shift for most people, largely because of the powerful impact of conditioning in the current social paradigm of the personality ethic. But from my own experience, both personal and in working with thousands of other people, and from careful examination of successful individuals in societies throughout history, I am persuaded that many of the principles embodied in the seven habits are already deep within us, in our conscience, in our common sense. To recognize and develop them and to use them in meeting our deepest concern, we need to think differently, to shift our paradigms to a new, deeper, inside out level as we sincerely seek to understand and integrate these principles into our lives. I am convinced we will discover and rediscover the truth of T.S. Eliot observation. We must not cease from exploration in the end of all our exploring will be to arrive where we began and to know the place for the first time. Salim? We must not cease lalim ng observation ni T.S. Eliot. We must not, it's not Chris, it's sis. Ulitin natin. We must not cease. Stop. Cease is stop from exploration. So, hindi tayo titigil sa pag-explore. So, in the end of all our exploring will be to arrive where we began and to know the place for the first time. Ulitin natin, hindi yan Greece, sis yan, sis. So exploring will to be arrived where we began and to know the place. And to know the place for the first time. So the 7 habits, an overview. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. Dos. Nara ah. Hello, love?
Nag-andar gyapon imong laptop.
Oo, nag-andar. Nag-LS ko karon. Palayra ka? Sige, mag-LS ako ha.
Okay.
Bye, love. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit, according to Aristotle. We are what we repeatedly. Excellence.
Makapili sa bangos, ba? Makapal bangos, makapili sa bangos. Sige sa sige sa hindi kay. Pagdo niya ubi. Matanggal ko ang dako. Kurot ko lang ako ko. Matagal. Habit ko.
We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act. It's not an act, but a habit. Our character basically is a composite of our habits. Sow a thought, reap an action. Sow an action, reap a habit. Sow a habit, reap a character. Sow a character, reap a destiny. The maxim goes. Habits are powerful factors in our lives because they are consistent, open and conscious patterns. They constantly, daily express our character and produce our effectiveness or ineffectiveness. As Horace Mann, the great educator, once said, habits are like a cable. Mhm. Habits. Habits are like a cable. We wave a strand of it every day, and soon it cannot be broken. I personally do not agree with the last part of his expression. I know they can be broken. So according to Horace Mann, habits are like a cable. We wave a strand of it every day, and soon it cannot be broken. So I personally do not agree with the last part of his expression. I know they can be broken. Habits can be learned and unlearned, but I also know it isn't a quick fix. It involves a process and a tremendous commitment. Those of us who watched the lunar voyage of Apollo 11 were transfixed as we saw the first man walk on the moon and return to Earth. Superlatives such as fantastic and incredible were inadequate to describe those eventful days. But to get there, those astronauts literally had to break out of the tremendous pull, gravity pull of the Earth. More energy was spent in the first few minutes of liftoff, in the first few miles of travel, than was used over the next several days to travel 500,000 miles. Habits too have tremendous gravity pull, more than most people realize or would admit. Breaking deeply embedded habitual tendencies such as procrastination, impatience, criticalness, or selfishness that violate basic principles of human effectiveness involves more than a little willpower in a few minor changes in our lives. Lift up takes a tremendous effort, but once we break out of the gravity pull, our freedom takes on a whole new dimension. Like any natural force, gravity pull can work with us or against us, constantly be keeping us from going where we want to go. But it is also gravity pull that keeps our world together, that keeps the planets and their orbits in our universe in order. It is a powerful force, and if we use it effectively, we can use the gravity pull of habit to create the cohesiveness in order necessary to establish effectiveness in our lives. So, habits defined. For our purposes, we will define a habit as the intersection of knowledge, skills, and desire. Eat tayo. Kain tayo saging. Nagutom ako bigla. Kain tayo, saging. Break time muna, break time. Break time ako kanina. So, dun sa bagong pasok, dito na ako sa page 47. Yung channel kasi is more on sa pagbabasa ng libro. So, nasa na tayo? Page 47. Kung may mga question, pwedeng mag-message. Gustong mag-akyat, pwede kayong umakyat. Habits defined. For our purposes, we will define a habit as the intersection of knowledge, skill, and desire. Knowledge is the theoretical paradigm, the what to do and the why. Skill is the how to do. And desire is the motivation, the want to do. In order to make something a habit in our lives, we have to have all three. I may be ineffective in my interaction with my work associates, my spouse, or my children because I constantly tell them what I think. But I never really listen to them. Unless I search out correct principles of human interaction, I may not even know I need to listen. So even if I do not know that in order to interact effectively with others, I really need to listen to them. I may not have the skill, I may not know how to really listen deeply to another human being. But knowing I need to listen and knowing how to listen is not enough. Unless I want to listen, unless I have the desire, it won't be a habit in my life. Creating a habit requires work in all three dimensions. But knowing I need to listen and knowing how to listen is not enough. Unless I want to listen, unless I have the desire, it won't be a habit in my life. Creating a habit requires work in all three dimensions. The being, seeing change is an upward process. Being, changing, seeing, which in turn changes being, and so forth, as we move in an upward spiral of growth. By working on knowledge, skill, and desire, we can break through to a new levels of personal and interpersonal effectiveness as we break with old paradigms that may have been a source of pseudo security for years. It's sometimes a painful it's sometimes a painful process. It's a change that has to be motivated by a higher purpose, by the willingness to subordinate what you think you want now for what you want later. But this process produces happiness, the object and desire of our existence. Happiness can be defined, in part at least, as the fruit of the desire and ability to sacrifice what we want now for what we want eventually. So, ang knowledge is what to, why to. Ang skills is how to, and ang desire is want to. So, this is like this one. Clear ba siya? Nakikita niyo ba? Parang ito, ganito siya yung libro. So yung knowledge is what to, why to. This is the composition of 3 to make it a habit. A good habits. Kasi pinag-usapan yung ano, 'di ba, new level ng thinking. Effective habits, internalized principles and patterns of behavior. So maturity continuum. Maturity continuum. Continuum. Maturity continuum. Continuum. Parang ano? Hello? But parang na-stop siya. Baka naghang. Search ko na lang. Continue. Continue. A continuous continuum is a continuous sequence in which adjacent elements are not perceptibly different from each other, although the extremes are quite distinct. Noun siya. A continuous sequence in which adjacent. The maturity continuum. Wait lang. Parang nag-ano yung live. Come. Hello? Okay pa ba? Parang nag-stop. Hindi na ako gumagalaw. Yung cam is anong nangyayari? And sa broadcast.